Hey everybody, welcome to a new episode of Physical Media Format here on the Movie Dawgs. And today we are going to be examining the X-Men VHS. As you all know, this past month, in the month of July, X-Men turned 20 years. That is hard for me to even comprehend that 20 years ago. I remember this is the first comic book movie I took my wife to go see. As a matter of fact, I think it was the first comic book movie she may have gone to go see ever. But X-Men was a very important film. I mean, before that, Blade was the only Marvel comic character that was even successful in the theaters. But X-Men just launched 1,000 ships. It opened up to what now is considered the golden age of comic book films. I don't think a lot of films, comic book movies wise, would have been out. You know, especially the MCU would not have been. Probably would have been a little more delayed now than it in time. I don't know. Who knows? But everything started with this film and everything. Even though now that 20th Century Fox was bought by Disney some time ago and it's going to get rebooted, this movie will always be important. X2, the sequel to this film, came out a few years later, and of course that's one of the most important comic book films of all time. One of the biggest and one of the greatest comic book films of all time. And of course, unfortunately, X-Men 3 came out, and then, the X-Men continuity was also upside down, and crazy continuity, schmotnuity was the way the filmmakers kind of looked at it. But, it all was good. You had the X-Men, you had, X2, X-Men Last Stand, you had X-Men First Class, X-Men Days of Future Past, which is my favorite X-Men film, and X-Men Apocalypse, and The Dark Phoenix. And then, of course, the spin-offs were New Mutants, which is eventually going to come out. Don't know. I don't know when it's coming out. But, of course, Deadpool 1 and 2, and the Wolverine films, which, of course, concluded with Hugh Jackman's last performance as Wolverine in Logan, which is one of my favorite films of all time altogether. But again, at this time, we didn't know who Hugh Jackman was. I mean, he was originally, Wolverine was supposed to be played by Dorothy Scott, and of course, scheduling conflicts between this film and the second Mission Impossible film made it impossible for him to take it. So they got Hugh Jackman to play it, and of course, they had gotten Captain Picard himself, Patrick Stewart, to play Professor X, which was a no-brainer, and Ian McKellen to play on Magneto, which I thought was a very great thing, because they made him more of a sympathetic character. If you watch the beginning of the film, you kind of understood why Magneto was doing what he was doing, instead of being more of a evil villain as he is more portrayed in the comics. I mean, sure, later on, they've kind of adapted to the movie and the comics in a way. But anyway, let's get on with this VHS. Enough of my babble. One thing I always liked about this, and the DVD as well, because the DVDs were still were just starting at the same time. They had this really cool foil like shine to them. I'll bring it a little closer and you can see this, which I always thought was pretty cool. I used to have a poster to this movie, and I had this really cool stand that the VHS and DVDs used to be in. Some time ago I'd sold it, but anyway, you can see the old 20th Century Fox logo. This is when they stopped saying Fox Home Video and started going more towards 20th Century Fox Home Entertainment. Of course, where it says X-Men, and you get that picture right here of Hugh Jackman's Logan, the little teaser posters that were coming out. They were all over. I mean, there was so much excitement for this film coming out. I was so excited because I remember waiting almost 10 years when they were talking about even wanted to do an X-Men film. Here's the other side where you got Patrick Stewart as Professor X. And of course you got the main characters of the film. Professor X, Frankie Jasmine as Jean Grey, Cyclops, and Storm. Anyway, flip it over to the back. It's not so gloss as it is on the sides and the front, but it's more of a flat gloss. You can see, But of course you got the character posters that were shown around all over the theaters. And the thing about this VHS is that it came with deleted scenes, 10 minutes of never before seen footage, interviews with Bryan Singer, and animated storyboards, which was kind of rare for VHSs. You know, it was usually a special edition that had that stuff. And then, but you know, this was a standard for this VHS release. So it was pretty cool. You got the credits here on the bottom, stuff like that. You know. But it was pretty cool. I said, it's hard to believe it's been 20 years. 2000 didn't seem that long ago, well, at least in my eyes, you know. But my wife and I, you know, we were dating at the time, and you know, we've been together since 1999. And hard to believe that's even been 20 years. So anyway, you got all the typical stuff that you see here, the old barcode, you know, got the X-Men logo on top, whether or not you want to, you know, just lay it down like that and stack your stuff on the shelves. But anyway, go ahead and pull it up. You know, they stopped using stickers at around this time on VHSs. I guess it was cost efficient, you know. And you know, you got the logos here, and the X-Men and the FBI warning. So pretty, you know, standard, nothing that sticks out. You know, they just got like a barcode and all the you know, other little codes that I probably won't ever figure out what they were unless somebody knows. You know, kind of like UPCs or whatever, something that used for when it comes to their inventory. But anyway, listen, I wanted to take this short little time about talking about X-Men, and it being 20 years and that I had this VHS. A lot of stuff was digitally mastered under the THX logo, as you can see here. And that was a really big thing. You don't really see much about that on there or anything. I don't know. I think that's a, you know, kind of expected. But you know, you see some wear and tear for VHS. That's 20 years. You know, cases, you know, sometimes can see a lot of wear and tear. But again, you know, I wanted to share my little moment here about this wonderful film. As I said, one of the most important films for comic book movies. You know, it launched 1,000 ships. A lot of movies came out. Spider-Man came out a few years later. Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, and you know, so on and so on. I mean, I think that this it's one of those films I think should actually be in the Library of Congress, registered into the well, a lot of other films, you know. But again, folks, thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoying this show. I sure as heck do. I love talking about VHSs and just giving out quick little points in here and there. I try to make them too long. But anyway, be sure to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Check out the playlist. You know, support this show, support this channel, and remember, you know, support physical format. You know, when it comes to physical media format, I'm always telling people, you know, yeah, it's fun to have a digital collection. It's always fun to, you know, stream online. You know, but when it comes to formats in general, you want your DVDs. Heck, you may want your VHSs and everything. You know, sometimes, you know, power will go out, or your internet will go out, definitely, and you're stuck with nothing to watch. So hang on to your physical media format, folks. It's important for you. So, you know, and plus and everything, I wanted to, you know, just really you know, take time. And you know, 20 years, you know, there's a lot happened in the last 20 years. You know, I got married to a very wonderful woman, and got 3 wonderful bratty kids. Lost some people along the way, sadly, but this film, it brings back a lot of memories when when I look back on it, and when I saw this in the thrift store some time ago, had to grab it and everything, especially when the 20th anniversary was rolling around. I you know, film this has a lot of memories, as I said, a lot of great memories, and it was a fun time I think it was the first time I actually took a girl to a comic book movie. Period. So I was lucky, you know. The wife, even then, as a girlfriend, and everything was very patient with my nerdiness. So anyway, folks, again, this has been physical media format here on the Movie Dawgs channel. Again, don't forget to like, subscribe, and again, thanks for watching, and please keep watching. Until then, bye.